Hey everybody, it's TJ here. I thought I would share, since this summer I started brewing my own kombucha. Actually it was Carrie Valentine, my former student. She started brewing her own kombucha with her husband, and she was like, it's really easy, you should do it. So I thought I would share the brewing process. I'm about to harvest, but I wanted to show everybody. This is the scoby here. It's this white, like gelatinous thing, and it sits on top. Every time you brew kombucha, it makes a new one. This is like a mother culture in a vinegar, or if you think about, if you go to make your own yogurt, you have to start with a little bit of an existing culture, and that's all it is. It's a culture. SCOBY stands for symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. And the mechanism at play here is pretty simple. You take really sweet tea, you take this thing, which is a living organism, it eats the sugar from the tea, it produces yeast, and the acids from the tea in this process, they kill the bad bacteria and they preserve the good bacteria. And in fact, they create good bacteria and amino acids and things like that that are really good for your body. So I'm about to harvest this, and I just wanted to show everybody what that looks like and what the scoby looks like and that sort of thing. So yeah. Okay, so this is the weirdest part of the process. You have to reach in and grab the existing scoby, and actually it's two scobies, and they're probably attached. So there's the old scoby and the one that formed this time. This is the new one. See, it's really thin. And it will just keep doing this. It'll keep creating layer after layer of scoby. And then you have to preserve roughly 2 to 3 cups. You want the liquid from the top where there isn't any yeast settlement. And that's gonna start the next round of this. And then you just take this guy and you pour it in here and pour it in a bottle. This goes to second fermentation. So over the next few days, it's just gonna sit like this. And I'm gonna pop the top, but I'm gonna let it build up gas and then gas off, build up gas and gas off. Got a little bit of ginger in here for flavor. I have put melon in. Mango is my favorite, but I don't have any right now. Orange is really good too. The sugars from the fruit, the sugars from the ginger, they help it ferment. Okay, so you can see I've got my harvest right here. Usually I get a little bit more in this guy, but I used an old bottle from GT's kombucha that I got. I saved them, I keep them clean. Anyways, and I got these, we went to Bucci, I think it was in Asheville, if I remember correctly. And I just kept those bottles. Anyways, they make great vessels for this stuff. So what I've done to prep now is I've cleaned my kombucha, my 1 gallon kombucha, and then I put just a splash of like vinegar, and I use apple cider vinegar, but I don't think it matters. But just something there's still water left over in there, and like mineral deposits and stuff, and so that just gives me a chance to wash it out and prep it just so that the conditions are good and ideal for the kombucha. I am now brewing over here. I'm brewing 3.5 tablespoons of kombucha tea. It's an organic blend. I don't think it matters what kind, but this one's working really well for me, whatever it is. And then a cup of cane sugar, organic cane sugar. And you're gonna take this cup of organic cane sugar, you're gonna throw it in there, and you're gonna stir it until it's gone. I know it sounds like a lot of sugar, but it's not, because SCOBY is going to eat all of that sugar over the next 2 weeks and make a very delicious beverage for you. Okay, so I'm gonna add that sugar. When it's done dissolving, it goes back in this gallon. You add 8 more cups of water, and you wait for the temperature to come down below 86. That's the goal. You want it below 86, because anything hotter can kill the SCOBY. All right. Okay, so you can see I have added my tea. It takes up about that much. And then cold water. Sometimes they put ice in the water because you need this to be less than 86 degrees before you go adding the SCOBY back. So we're at a good 84. I have a heater for the winter to heat this. That keeps it around 80, which is the perfect temperature. It will not brew if it's below 76. That's just a little bit too cold for it. It'll take forever. So now it's time to add the SCOBY back. So I'll pick up my SCOBY here with my clean hands. See, there it is, just a circle like that. I'm just going to take it all, the old and the new, and it's going to make a whole new one. I've heard that you get about 10 uses out of a SCOBY, but it could be more. Anyways, you put that in. It should float flat. If it doesn't, I would just take something and poke around until it flattens back out. Oh, see, look at that. That's going to do that. But it should rise back up to the top. It looks a little wonky over here. So I'm going to watch that and make sure it rises back up to the top. But you just want it to be nice and flat. If it does get folded, it still works. But it doesn't look as nice. So that's it. It's going to sit like this now for about 10 to 12 days. And then I'm going to get in there and taste it and just keep tasting it every day until it's the flavor I like. I've found that 14 days is good for me, but everybody has their own likes and dislikes about the flavor. So, okay. That's it. I got new booch coming.